Okay, we are continuing. We're on number 15. I want to keep each of these videos to at most 15 minutes. Alright, find the sum of this series. Let's see, I notice that this is geometric. The numerators are being multiplied by 2. The denominators are being multiplied by 3. Every term is negative, so r is not negative. R is going to be a positive 2 over 3. And it's infinite, right? It's infinite. So I'm using my infinite geo formula where r is between -1 and 1. So we'll have the first term over 1 minus r. The first term is -1/3. R is 2/3. So let's see. If I multiply top and bottom by 3 here, I will get a -1 over 3 minus 2, which is -1 over 1, or -1. So the sum is -1. So if you add an infinite number of terms, you'll get -1. That's what that means. Which is true about, I'll leave that up there, which is true about this series. It's talking about a sum, or it diverges, or it has a common ratio. What do we multiply by to get to the next term? What are you multiplying by to get to the next term? You're multiplying by 5 each time. So the common ratio is not 1/5. Since r is bigger than 1, that series diverges. Cannot find the sum. Alright, number 17. An infinite geoseries has a sum of 20. Well, if an infinite geoseries has a sum, that means r must be less than 1 and greater than -1, right? They tell me the common ratio is 3/5. What is the first term? So I pull out my geo-infinite formula. I'm looking for the first term. So the first term, I don't know it, but I do know r, and I know that the sum is 20, right? So I can do this a couple of different ways, but I think I'm going to just subtract these. 1 minus 3/5 is 2/5. And now I'm going to multiply 2/5 to both sides, and we'll have a is equal to 20 times 2/5. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8, so the first term is 8. Order the following from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Alright, well, for this first one, it's infinite. All of these are infinite with r less than, or between -1 and 1. So I can use my infinite formula. First term, remember I'm using the first term over 1 minus r in each of these. We have to be careful in finding the first term. You plug this number in for n to get the first term. So the first term here is 2/7. R is also 2/7. So if you multiply top and bottom by a 7, we get on the top a 2, on the bottom 7 minus 2. So that is 2 over 5. So for this one we got 2 over 5. Let's do another one. The first term is when n is 4. N is 4. 32 divided by 16. So the first term is going to be 2. 2 to the 4th is 16, right? 16 goes into 32 twice. So 2 times 1 is 2. First term is 2. R is 1/2. Multiply top and bottom by a 2. The top is 4. 2 minus 1. So this is 4. For this next one, we're putting 0 in for n to get our first term. 1/4 to the 0 is 1. So the first term is 1. The common ratio is 1/4. I multiply top and bottom by a 4. And we get a 4 on top. 4 minus 1 on the bottom. So that is 4/3. Okay, so we're supposed to order these from least to greatest. Least to greatest. So the lowest number here is 2/5. So number 1 would come first. The next lowest is 4/3, so 3 would come next, and then 4 is the largest, so 2 would come last. 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2 is E. Okay. Which of the following is false? Which of the following is false? Okay, well, I see that each of these is a GO series. This has R -1/4, so we can find the sum. This has R -3/4, we can find the sum. This has R -4/3. I already know that there's no way that that could be true. So this is false, which we want. We want it to be false. So I know that that is one of my answers for sure. So I know A is not the answer and B is not the answer, but it could be C, D, or E. We'll keep on going. Okay, let's find the sum. So just like we did up here, we're going to take our time and find the first term. So I'm going to put 0 in for n. -1/4 to the 0 is 1, times 2 is 2. The first term is 2. The common ratio is a -1/4. 1 minus a -1/4. Multiply top and bottom by 4. We get 8 on top, 4 plus 1 on the bottom, and that is 8/5. Not 8/3. So that's another false one, so we want that one as well. So I know my answer is not D either. All right, last one here. Put 0 in for n. -3/4 to the 0 is 1, so the first term is still 2. 1 minus a -3/4 will make it a 1 plus a 3/4. Top and bottom by 4. The top is 8. 4 plus 3 on the bottom, and that is indeed 8/7. So that is true. So I don't want that one. So the answer is just 1 and 3, C. Number 20. An infinite geometric series has a sum of 2. If the first term is 1/3, what is the common ratio? The first term is 1/3. I don't know R, but I know that the sum is 2. I need to solve this for R. I'm going to multiply both sides by 1 minus R, and I'm going to get 1/3 is equal to 2 times 1 minus R will be 2 minus 2R. Okay, at this point, I actually might multiply both sides by 3. Get rid of my fraction there. If I do that, I'll get 1 on the left, and I'll get 6 minus 6R on the right. Subtract 6 from both sides. Divide by -6. So R is 5/6. Alrighty. Next up, number 21. Order the following from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Okay. All of them are geometric, all of them are infinite. This is a little bit overkill. I probably didn't need all of these examples. But, again, first term over 1 minus R. The first term is when n is 3. So our first term is going to be an 8/27. R is 2/3, so 1 minus 2/3. This time I'm multiplying both top and bottom by a 27 because a 27 will get rid of both 27 and the 3. Up on top we have 8. On the bottom we have 27 minus 3 goes into 27 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18. 8/9. Right? Okay. Next up, the first term is when n is 4. 8 is 2 cubed, right? And we're going to have over 2 to the 4th. So that'll leave us a 1/2. The first term is 1/2. R is also 1/2. This one, I'm not going to bother multiplying top and bottom by 2 because we have 1/2 over 1/2, which is 1. 1 minus a half is a half. A half over a half is 1. So that is definitely just 1. Next up, 0 goes in for n. Our first term is 1. 1 minus 2/5. Top and bottom by a 5 here. Top is 5. Bottom is 5 minus 2, so 5/3. 5/3. So let's see, least to greatest again. 5/3 is going to be our highest one, right? That's going to be the largest one. The smallest one, this is the only one that's less than 1, so 1 is smallest, 2 is the next smallest, and 3 is the largest. So 1, 2, 3, A. Which of the following is equivalent to 2? All of these are infinite geoseries. All of them have an R of 3/4, so we can find the sum. We want to find which of these is equal to 2. I'm hoping I get lucky and choose the right one first. I might even what do you think? What are you feeling? A, B, C, or D? I don't know. I guess I'll start with A. Okay, first term is when n is 0. So we'll have 1/2 times 1. So the first term is 1/2. R is 3/4. Multiply top and bottom by 4. The top is 2. The bottom is 4 minus 3. Ha! We got 2. We already got our answer. Well, that was awfully lucky. Awfully lucky. And it makes me question it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go on because we've done plenty of infinite geo sum formulas. I am going to check that and make sure I did it right though. 1/2, 1 minus 3/4. 4 and 4, 2, 4 minus 3 is 2. Okay, I think it checks. Okay. Which of the following is false? Okie doke. I'm looking at my R's to see if I luck out and get any that are bigger than 1, but I didn't. So, oh, yes, I did. This is less than -1. So this cannot be true. It must be false, so I'm going to keep it. Got lucky on that one. Alrighty, for this one, I got to see if this works. Put 0 in for n. Our first term is 2. R is a negative 2/3. So 1 minus a negative 2/3. Top and bottom by a 3. 6/3 plus 2. 6/5. That is true, which means we do not want it here. Okay, next up, first term is also 2. 1 minus R. R is a negative 3/4, so 1 minus a negative 3/4. Multiply top and bottom by a 4. 8/4 plus 3. 8/7. That means it's also true. I don't want it, so only 1 is false. Alrighty, which of the following is equivalent to this? Okay, this is geometric. Oh no, it's not geometric. I've been on the geo pattern here. It's not geometric. It is arithmetic. We're adding 4 each time, right? So we want to know which of these is equivalent to this. Okay, oh, and they're all arithmetic. I guess I could have looked at my choices to see. These are all arithmetic. Okay, well, I'm going to play this smart. I think I'm just going to check these to see which has a first term of 4. Which has a first term of 4? If I put 1 in for n, the first term is indeed 4. The first term here, though, this first term would be 0, so it cannot be that one. This first term is when n is 0, right? So that first term will be 4, so that also checks. This first term is when n is 1, and we get 8. That is not true. So it's either A or C. So the first term listed would be the same there. What about the last term? What about when n is 24 in both of these? Only one of them would be right. We want the last term to be 400. If I put 24 in for n, I do not get 100, right? 24 in for n would be 96, not 100. If I put 24 in for this n, though, I do get 100. So our answer is C. That's how I would do that one. How long have I been on here? About 15 minutes. I'm going to go on to a different video.